Hey guys, what's going on? I'm going to try to pull this off with a cell phone and do a video and upload it, all that. We'll see. So anyway, here's the deal. I thought I would give you guys a moving update and just bring you up to speed since it's been a few days and we've been busy trying to get all this stuff moved. And so I thought I would just share with you and show you what's going on and how it's going, and kind of give my thoughts on the new place and on the old place kind of quickly. So anyway, I moved in here at the new place and I'm still unpacking things and going through boxes that I've had packed up that I never even unpacked when I lived at the other house down there. Got stuff together to give away, to give to some relatives, to things like that. So the kitchen's kind of a mess. So that's going to be worked on tonight and get that back. I'll put away. All the kitchen stuff's mostly put away. It's in the cabinets, but this is just stuff that goes in the china cabinet over here, for one thing. And so that's that. So anyway, that's that. Just got a bag of plastic all gathered up. Got a little bit of garbage where I've been forgot to buy garbage bags, but I just went and got those, so those will go in the garbage can. And been making myself feel better about having to work so hard moving by eating some cookies and stuff. So that's that. And anyway, I got my washer and dryer up here and got shocked at how dirty those things had gotten in the garage down there with all that dust and dirt and all that stuff. So I'm going to work on getting those hooked up tonight and cleaned up and all that stuff. And I hope my dryer works this time, because last time I moved that dryer, the element broke on it and I didn't have a dryer for about a week till I fixed it. So anyway, so my grandmother's glassware she had, kept that. I got my new washing machine hoses. When I was taking these wash machine, the ones that were on the wash machine down there at the other place, those things were those old rubber cheapos, and I didn't remember buying those. I think they were already on that washer. Somebody in the family gave me that washer and dryer. It might have been my mother's actually, but those things were 11 years old, and when I squeezed one of them with a pair of pliers to try to pinch them off, it split and ruptured. So the other problem is that when I went to try to unhook them, the shutoffs in that house are so old and corroded that it wouldn't shut all the way off. So I had to take one of the remaining hoses and loop it. So yeah. So this time around, since I'm now a grown up, I went ahead and spent some money and got the best ones that you can get, I guess. The best are the ones that have the automatic shut off, but I couldn't find any of those. So those will have to do, because these are in the house, and if you get a flood, then you got problems. Otherwise, got everything here furniture-wise. Everything's out of the house down there except just little bits and pieces. We got the living room mostly set up, but guess what we did? We set this up the way I wanted it, in front of the fireplace. But as it turns out, the outlet for the cable is back here, behind this thing. That's the only one in this room. So the TV has to go from there over to there, and all this stuff has to be turned around and rearranged. And you guys have not seen this. You're not going to believe this. This looks like something I'd go buy somewhere, or had to go buy. This was not in my house down there, but that thing was, but this wasn't. This is a genuine Lazy Boy love seat. It's the one that's got the clock over there. It's my grandmother's clock, by the way. Anyway, this is the one that's got the separate reclining deals. And so, anyway, it's a pretty expensive piece. It's probably about $900 or $1,000 if you go buy one new. Well, I was going down the road there in Huntsville the other day, going back to get another load of stuff, and this thing was sitting on the side of the road out there. So I swooped in and picked it up and put it in the back of the truck, and it's all in good shape, except I guess why it's out there is the mechanism has got something going on with it. When you sit down, you kind of you just go backwards. It doesn't latch, and that back is kind of going. So it's got something that's It needs some attention, but I'm not worried about that. I just saved $1,000 on that. I was going to have to go buy another couch or something because I haven't had enough space for a couch, see, anywhere. And the rug was here. The landlord let me use that. That was nice of him. And this cabinet over here, this thing sticks out like a sore thumb, but I'm not sure what they were doing with this because we looked at this briefly the last time we were here. You guys were looking at a video. And this thing had an extension cord coming down. And what it is, all these cables in here, there's a light on every one of these shelves. Those are some kind of little light there. So now, I hope that's not been used for what I think it could have been used for. You know, why would you have a cabinet with shelves and lights in it? Like that. I'm not dumb. I know what people do with things that have to have light, but I don't know that that's what that is. Maybe not. I hope not. But anyway, I'm just really loving the space in here, this big, huge living room and the bedrooms and stuff. And, you know, when I went back to a couple things, when I went back to Huntsville, making those trips back, a couple things jumped out at me. The first thing was how glad I am to get out of Huntsville, because every time I have to drive back into all that traffic and noise and junk, I'm thinking to myself, there is no way in hell I'd ever live here again, ever. No way. Not in this city, not in this neighborhood, no. So that's that. And then the second thing was that, you know, that house, you know, it's not a reflection on my landlords. They're nice people, but that house is in such bad shape down there. There's no way that I'd pay the rent that I was paying for it, for that house. The thing's dirty. You know, I went down today and cleaned it up. That's all I did today was clean the house up down there because it's Sunday. And my back is telling me that I don't need to be moving anything today. So Phil helped me. Uncle Phil helped me a couple weekends. He helped me last weekend and this weekend, that we're just ending, and he did pretty good. He held up pretty good. The first weekend he kind of started losing steam when we were unloading the truck, but we rented a 26-foot U-Haul that weekend at the U-Haul store over there and got in and out with the truck in about 15 minutes. And then I went yesterday and reserved a 15-foot truck because I just, you know, I had so much left. There's just outside stuff. There's just no way I was ever going to get it all up here using my pickup. So did that, and that took me about 45 minutes to rent that one, even though I had a reservation at a self-storage place, which I'll never do that again. And the truck, the Dodge, we've put about 500 miles on it round trip going back and forth up here, and it's held up just fine. Drinks a lot of gas, but otherwise doing fine. Busted dashboard and all. So, just to kind of wrap it up and tell you what do I think of living here. Well, I like it just fine. I'll tell you that the first few days, the first few nights, I didn't sleep real well because it is really quiet and really dark out here. And so that's just something that I'm not used to, even though that's what I wanted exactly. I'm just not used to it because every place I've lived since I left my parents' house has been someplace, unfortunately, that's been just in direct exposure to other people and noise. And so, you know, it's one of those things to be careful what you wish for. Your wish may come true, and it did. Now there is no noise and no neighbors and no nothing. You know, these folks, they're across the street over there, right across the street, but I'm at the edge of town, so ain't nothing back there except fields and deer. So it took me a while to get used to that, but I'm good with it now. So I would never willingly go back into that situation. And, you know, just briefly, just to add to that, you know, the thing is that every time I've moved before, it was because an opportunity presented itself to save money, or I had to move. Like the last time when I moved from Mom's house down there, it's because, you know, I inherited her house, and, you know, 5 years ago I inherited her house, and so I lived there for quite a while, and then I decided to sell it because I didn't want to live in that house anymore, and I didn't want to pay for the upkeep and all that. So I was real tight on space, tight on time finding a house to move to, so I had to take the one I found there in Huntsville that I just moved out of. And like I said, I never planned to stay there that long, but you know how things go. Sometimes you get busy working and all that, and that's how it happens. But this time, fortuitously, I was in a position to take my time to look for a house, the right house, and everything was there, you know, the money to do it, plenty of money to do it, and all that. So that's what I did, and I'm very, very thankful for it. So anyway, guys, right now, like I said, I'm kind of in a twilight zone. I feel like I'm not all the way here yet, seems that way, and then I'm not all the way out from down there. We still got some cars to move, and odds and ends, and that's it. But once we get things settled up here, we'll get back into the swing of making the videos and stuff, because anyway, so miss you guys. I'm trying to keep up with everybody, and thanks for checking in with me. And anyway, everybody take care. See ya.